Alright, today I'm going to be doing the ultimate Kendama player tier list. I have around 40 players here. These were all gathered kind of with the help of just obviously my knowledge, but also using Kendocs, the website. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure to go check it out. They have a pretty comprehensive list of companies and a bunch of different players and their competition history. So I kind of used that to create this list. Obviously, there's going to be tons of people that I'm missing, so there is going to be room for maybe a part 2 of this video as well with some players that I forgot. You guys can let me know any players down below that you want to see in a tier list. So kind of the basis for this tier list is going to be a mix of competition and Instagram tricks, just tricks in general. This isn't like all time or anything. If we were doing like an all time list, obviously Bonds would be on here, like Bryson Lee, Liad would be on here, but like this is just kind of a list of players that are pretty active in today's scene and some of the best players today. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it. The first player here is Johnny Kress. Now, Johnny Kress has quickly become one of the best players in the United States and one of the best players in the world. His competition history is actually pretty like comprehensive here. There's a lot of competition wins. I mean, he got third at actually no, he doesn't have any first place win. He got third at Battle and Open this year, 15th World Cup last year. He always does pretty well at Battle in terms of Open and kind of NAKO as well. He got second at NAKO Open in 2022. Now, the one thing kind of holding Johnny back, like I said, is that first place win. He doesn't really have one yet. So I'm going to put him at A tier for now. If you guys aren't following him on Instagram, go do it right now. I mean, especially taps lately, he's been going off. Yeah, so Johnny's just insane with the stunt fast, the Ken flips, the taps, and he does have pretty good competition history as well. Just kind of that first place finish is kind of holding him back, or not having a first place finish. Next up we have T-Blex. I mean, it's pretty clear where we're going to go with T-Blex. Actually, should it be S? I don't know. I might do A because, yes, he clearly one of the best players in the world. Like, there's absolutely no doubt about that. But again, it's just the competition history that is lacking just a little bit. Just looking at his Kendocs profile here, first in Crom Trick of the Year 2023. He got third at KWC 2021 on the online. But other than that, in terms of real competitions, there's not that much history. So, it's so tough. Do we go S or A? You know, I'm gonna leave him in S for now, just because, again, the difficulty of tricks, how skilled we know he is. Like, it's clear he's one of probably the top 5 best players in the world. He's not as active now as he used to be, but still deserves to be up there. So I don't know, we'll see at the end. Maybe I'll move him down, but S feels good for now. We have Nobunori. I believe this is Nobunori. I believe is sponsored by Grain or Kendama USA. I believe this guy, I feel like, used to have a lot more, like, was a lot more present in competitions back in like 2017, 2018, 2019, around that time. I don't think he's that active anymore, or even like placing that high in competitions anymore. So because of that fact, I think B is fitting for Nobunori. He has a good history. Like, again, he was, for some reason I have a memory of him doing really well at NAKO 2019, I believe. So obviously he deserves to be on this tier list, and he is very, very good, but just as of recent, not as much competition success from what I can remember. So B feels fitting, maybe even C, we'll see. I might move him down to C. Next up we got Ben Mastek here. I was going to say sponsored by Grain Theory, but he recently just left Grain Theory. I don't think again, another player that doesn't have that much competition success, but I had to throw him on here because he's just, in terms of style, he's one of my favorite players. He makes everything look so effortless and so smooth. But if I'm being honest, maybe C. Maybe we'll put him in B for now, because I mean, he is absolutely fantastic at Kendama. He's insane, but again, just kind of a lack of competition success there. Kevin DeSoto is next, kind of an OG, but he also does have quite a bit of competition success as well. I mean, looking at this guy goes to maybe the most competitions out of anybody. This guy, just look at his Kendocs profile on kendocs.com. I think he got, where did he place at Battle at the Border? I think he got 4th at Battle at the Border recently, maybe 3rd recently as well. I mean, he has a lot of wins and a lot of high placements at some like smaller competitions and stuff. He's got a really unique style of play as well. He does a lot of creative tricks that I feel like a lot of people don't do. But then he also, when he goes to competitions, you kind of realize that, yeah, he's still decent enough at like some of the new gen stuff and some of those open tricks that he can fare pretty well in those competitions. Obviously, he doesn't have like the taps or the Ken flips down as some of the other players on this list. But again, solid competitor. I think we'll go B for now. I have a feeling B is going to be a pretty heavy row in terms of amount of players. Next up, we got Edwin. Now, Edwin immediately, I think S for Edwin. He's got good competition history. Got second at Battle at the Border 2023. He won NACO in 2023 as well. That's not on this KenDocs site, but obviously one of the best Switch players, or the best Switch player in the world, absolutely pushing the game when it comes to that. And he's got the new gen stuff as well. I'd like to see him go to KWC and see how well he can fare there, because I don't think he's been to KWC, so that'll be interesting if he does go maybe this year. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's either, for me, he's like really close in between A and S. Like, I feel like he just needs a bit more time, maybe, before he's really, like, one of the best players in the... I mean, he's one of the best right now, but before he's, like, top 3, I feel like maybe just a bit more time. I don't know. It's so tough. We'll go S for now. We'll keep him at S, but that could be subject to change. Next up, we got Elliot Patterson. Now, Elliot is obviously insane at, like, late goons and stuff and a whole stringless thing. But he's a fantastic player as well. If you see him play with a string, he can still land insane tricks. I don't really think his competition history is there, or competition success. So I think I'm gonna go B for now. But as this guy just continues to grind, I think he can easily move up. Jacob Schultz is next. Jacob is kind of surprising for me, because I remember this guy. He used to like send me clips for like top tricks of the week all the time, like. And now he's just like one of the best players in the world. It's kind of crazy. And he's not sponsored as well. He's probably one of the best unsponsored players on this list. He got 16th at KWC last year. But other than that, I mean, we got 5th at KWC in 2020 online. Other than that, not that much competition placements. If you follow this guy on Instagram, you know how good he is. Just like insane techie tricks, but also insane like taps and flips and all the new gen stuff as well. So I feel like A is fitting. Next up, we got Goya, Lotus Kendama's team member. This guy's insane at like border balances, tight ropes, big taps. I think is definitely his specialty. Another player that maybe doesn't have all that much competition success. B tier, he's really close to A in my opinion, but no, we'll go A. Like, I don't think. Oh, now it's making me want to move Elliot up, because I just don't think that Elliot's on the same tier as Kevin DeSoto and Ben Mastic. Like, I think I don't know. It's just the whole stringless thing. It maybe holds it back a little bit. We'll go A for now for Elliot. We'll move him up. Alex Mitchell, easy S tier. Battle at the Border Open champion 2024. Probably the best player in the United States. I mean, Edwin's quickly coming for that title, but I don't really think there's much of a discussion there. He should be S tier, and it's pretty easy. In terms of other competition success, first at Freestyle Battle at the Border 2023, he got 8th at KWC 2023, second at EKC Open 2023. Didn't he win Freestyle at EKC? Yeah, so he won Freestyle EKC 2022. I mean, he's got a bunch of wins, and yeah, he just makes everything look so effortless. And he's got a surprising amount of like techie tricks as well, like those candle grip switches. Obviously, he's got the borders, solar flares. He's got taps. He's got flips. He's got everything. I mean, it's insane. It's Alex Mitchell. So, okay, this is a tough one right here, Ryoga, because Ryoga obviously has the potential to be S tier and easily be the best player in the world, but is he there? I think he is. You know, I was trying to talk myself into him being A tier, but the more I think about it, I think he's just obviously S tier. Obviously, he hasn't had the most competition success in the world, but the potential is just absolutely insane. And he's, like everyone knows, he's going to be one of the best players, or he's going to be probably the best player in the world. very shortly. So the control with the taps, just his form, how clean everything is, how easy he makes everything look, just absolutely insane. So, and then we have another heavy hitter here, Takuya, probably easily the best player in the world right now. So he has to go in S tier. There's no other place that he can go. I don't really need to talk too much about Takuya. We know how good he is. Liam Router. Now I'm feeling Liam Router's really close to an S tier. If this was like 2 years ago, maybe he'd be an S tier. I don't know. No, he did. He got second, I believe, at NAKO 2023 online open. So he's still can really place high in competitions. Maybe it's the fact that he's not as active in terms of like posting tricks that it makes me think of him as not S tier, but I don't know. I feel like he could be S tier. We'll put him in A tier for now. I think he can definitely move up once I do some final adjustments at the end. Next up we have Madi. Is probably S tier. He's another one that's kind of close for me, but he's just so good at like the most random tricks, you know, like turntables, of course. He is really good in competition as well. He got second, right, at BATB this past year, or in 2024. Madi, yeah, second at Open 2024 BATB. Obviously the turntables. He got second at KWC last year, third in 2022 at KWC. Oh my, his KWC placements really put him over the top. Second at KWC 2020, third at KWC 2019, 13th in 2018. He's consistently placing really high at KWC. And obviously his success at Battle at the Border, third at Catch and Flow 2022. Yeah, S tier is definitely where Madi belongs. He's easily one of the best players in the world. Tom Patton is next. Tom, where should Tom go? Tom is like, I'm feeling A, but I'm also like kind of feeling B at the same time. No, we'll go A. I feel like Tom just is insanely good at like late goons specifically. So I feel like that kind of puts him over the top in terms of fitting in A tier. Is he on Kendox? Let's see. No, it looks like he isn't, but yeah, maybe not as much competition success as some of these other players in this tier, but now that makes me feel like Liam should be moving up. Yeah, I feel like Liam should move up. I feel like S tier is the tier where, like, yes, they have some of the best like skill in the world. They're some of the most skilled players, but they also need to have that competition success. I mean, I guess you could say Ryoga and T-Blex are some of those exceptions, but I think their skills so heavily outweighs that they just kind of have to be there, you know? Okay, next up we got Yasu. Yasu, to me, feels like A tier. That might be kind of controversial. Like, obviously, he's the best freestyle competitor in the world. But to me, honestly, I value Open a little bit more than freestyle. Just Open really I feel like tests consistency a lot better than freestyle. I mean, no, you still have to be consistent for freestyle. So, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I can't. They don't have Yasu on here. I was going to say, let's see his placements. Obviously, he won Catch and Flow last year, right? The whole GoPro video thing was insane. He might have won the year before that. I mean, he's always doing really well at Catch and Flow. He won KWC as well, right? Online, I think, 1 year, where he had an absolutely insane run. Yeah, he's really close to S for me. I don't know. I'm going to leave him in A for now. We don't see, like, him push himself as hard as these other players in terms of hitting, like, bangers, you know? And that might be kind of the reason that I'm keeping him in A tier here. Next up we got So Canada. Again, a couple years ago in like 2019 probably would have been S tier, but I think for now we'll put him in A tier. He's got a great history in terms of Kendama. Like in 2017 and 2018 he was absolutely killing it at like NAKO. I think he placed pretty high at KWC one of those years as well. Did he win it? He might have even won it one of those years. So Canada. So yeah, he won KWC in 2017. Oh yeah, 2017 was his insane year. So he won KWC that year. He got first in Open at NAKO, and he got second at Catch and Flow, all in 2017. He got first at NAKO Open 2018, second KWC 2018. He won Open of NAKO in 2021. This is kind of when he came back after that 3 years. Second at KWC 2022, sixth this past year at KWC. So, he's really close to S, really close to S. I mean, again, his competition history is insane. He's one of those players you don't see as much from in terms of just like being active online, you know? Skill and talent is undeniable when it comes to competition. So he's really close to S. I might move him up at the end, but we'll keep him in A for now. Next up, we got Shinosuke, I believe this is. Now, Shinosuke has placed pretty high in terms of like catch and flow, right? I'm going to be honest, I'm not as familiar with Shinosuke as some of these other players, but I feel like I definitely had to include him in here because he does have some pretty good competition wins and competition placements. Shinosuke, I think we'll put in A tier for now. I don't think he's quite at that S tier level. Next we got Adrian Esteban. Now, Adrian obviously doesn't have kind of the new gen stuff as down as some of these other players, but I had to include him just because of how groundbreaking and how creative he is in terms of just like string tech. I feel like he kind of needs to be in here. Obviously not as like rawly skilled, does that make sense? Doesn't have as much raw skill as some of these other guys, but in terms of competition wins, I mean, the competition, there's not much competition wins either, so that kind of holds him back as well. But yeah, I definitely wanted to include him just because of that string flow and just the string creativity. He is definitely pushing the game when it comes to those types of tricks. So B tier, maybe C tier. No, we'll keep him in B for now. Next up, we got Wyatt Bray. If this was an all-time list, Wyatt Bray would probably be close to S tier, maybe S tier. For now, though, B. Does B feel fitting? I feel like B is fitting. I don't think he stacks up to any of these players in A, really. Obviously, Wyatt has his style, and it's super fun to watch. He's a great freestyle competitor, but I feel like he is a little bit limited when it comes to some of the more new school, new gen tricks, taps, flips. I don't know if he has like string pinch stuff down that much. So yeah, again, if this was an all-time list, he'd be a lot higher, but B feels pretty fitting. He does have good competition history, but there's just not that much recently that kind of puts him over the top. So 3rd at NAKO 2016 freestyle, 12th at KWC. Obviously he won KWC 2015. But again, these are all just kind of far back. 2019 first at AKC freestyle, which is cool. He did win NAKO 2022 freestyle, so maybe I gotta move Wyatt up. The more I'm looking at it, the more success that I realize he's had. I don't know, it's so tough. I'm gonna keep him in B for now. We gotta keep moving. I'm taking way too long on this. Next up we got Kaito, I believe this is. Now Kaito, sponsored by Grain Theory, 3rd at EKC Freestyle 2023, 20th at KWC 2022, 1st in Catch and Flow 2019. I think that's what most people know Kaito from. 11th at KWC in 2019 as well. He's got an interesting combo of like, yeah, he's good at taps and flips, but he also does a lot of string tricks as well. Which is kind of cool. I don't know. I don't think he's quite on the level of some of these other guys, so maybe we'll just put him in B for now. That feels fitting to me. Next we got Davide. Davide is another player I'm not like super familiar with. I feel like his come up kind of started during the time when I wasn't super involved in the Kendama scene, of course. Let's check out his Kendox page here. 3rd at EKC 2022 Open. Definitely a great freestyle player. He has just great flow and just great style, and definitely inspired by Bonds. I don't know if he stacks up to those players in A, so we're going to put him in B. When are we going to get the first C player? I don't know. I don't want to just disrespect someone and put them in C, but I'm going to have to do it at some point. Maybe I'll move some of these guys down at the end. Next up, we got Miguel. Miguel's been on a tear recently. Recently sponsored by Lock Studios. If you're not following him on TikTok, go do it. He posts just insane like freestyle things. I feel like Miguel has potential to be one of the best freestyle competitors in the world. I feel like he's pretty solid at Open as well. He doesn't have that much competition history in terms of wins or even high placements, but he did recently win freestyle at, it wasn't CKC. It was some smaller event recently that he won freestyle in. I feel like he has really high potential. He's not quite there yet, so I'm going to put him in B for now. I mean, his skill level is there, obviously. I just like to see a little bit more competition success, and that will definitely come as he kind of goes to more competitions in the future. Next up, we got Zach. Zach is like an A for me. Zach's really close to an S, but it's so tough. It's so tough. I feel like Nick is going to be an S. Yeah, we'll put Zach in A for now. I mean, he has great competition history, but maybe not as much wins as you would like to see. Next up, we got Nick. Like I said, S. Should he be S? Like, yes, historically, he's one of the best competitors, maybe the greatest Kendama player of all time. Oh, it's so tough. it's so tough to gauge kind of where he places right now, because I feel like he's solid at taps and Ken flips, but I don't know if he's there compared to some of these other players. I mean, even Liam too. Like Liam, he's solid at them, but he's not on the level of these other guys when it comes to taps and Ken flips and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's so tough. We'll keep Nick in S for now. Maybe he'll move down to A. Again, this isn't an all-time list. This is just right now. So, all right. Next up, we got Zach Meggs. Meggs, I feel like, fits in B for right now. Decent competition success. I feel like I see him in freestyle quite a bit, and he usually does pretty well in freestyle. He's got his style of tricks. Honestly, for me, his tricks get a little bit repetitive. It's kind of similar to Wyatt Bray in that sense where, yeah, they do their thing, but maybe they don't have as much range as some of these other players. Obviously great, and he's been around for a while as well, and he's definitely an integral part of the community, but we'll keep him in B for now. Oliver Malby, this guy is kind of a little bit unknown to me, but he does do pretty well in competition, especially in like open and stuff. European player. He is, yeah, sponsored by Kendama USA. I feel like B is fitting for right now. Next up, we got Jarvis, also sponsored by Kusa. Now, he hasn't been like super active recently, and he also doesn't have that much competition success, so I feel like B is fitting for Jarvis. I mean, his skill level is obviously insane, but to me, he's not a player that super stands out in terms of like unique value in terms of tricks, you know? Like, he does his thing, he's super skilled. If his competition history was a little bit better, he'd probably be up at A, but I feel like B is fitting. Tio feels like another B to me. Obviously really great. Oh, maybe A, actually. Tio's really good. And I feel like he's had some really decent competition placements recently. Let's, is he on this? Yeah, he goes to a lot of competitions. A lot of these are kind of smaller competitions. I mean, he won Battle at the Border Freestyle 2022, 33rd at KWC 2022. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of competitions listed here, but these are honestly not some of the biggest competitions in the world. I don't know. Tio might be. I'm really conflicted between A and B. We'll go B for now. I feel like B is fair. Okay, Logan Tosta, maybe B as well. Logan, I feel like is always someone that you kind of forget about, but then he shows up in freestyle and he does pretty decent. Logan Tosta, in terms of recent stuff, 3rd at ATL Open 2021, 1st at BATB Freestyle 2020, 10th at KWC 2017, 8th at KWC 2016. Yeah, I feel like B's fitting. B feels good for Logan Tosta. Next up, we got Noah. Now, I believe Noah won NAKO, like the women's division recently, right? So she got 19th at KWC 2023, 14th at KWC 2022. I thought she won NAKO. I think she did. Maybe it's just not on this. But one of the best female players in the world. We'll put her in B tier for now. Yeah, okay. Isaac from Lotus. Isaac Turner. Let's go B for Isaac. I think that's fair. Not as much competition success as you probably want to be in A tier, but he's quickly becoming one of the better like tap players, especially in the United States. So yeah, I feel like B is fitting for Isaac. Casey Henson for me is an A. That might be a little bit high for some people as he doesn't really have super high competition placements, but I mean, he has 2 Trick of the Year candidates already in 2024. He's absolutely pushing the game when it comes to balance tricks, no-hole wings, solar flares, border balances, all that kind of stuff. You know, he's great at pinch tricks, great at taps. He's a very well-rounded player and insanely skilled and one of the most skilled players in the world right now, in my opinion. So I think that skill alone puts him in A tier for me. Ben Bryan is another one of those kind of players to me. Maybe not as much competition success, but just again, this guy with the stunt fast penguin enders, insane. I mean, the taps are there. He's got Lagoons, I think, down as well. Just insanely skilled, so I think A is fitting. Kelvin Wong is, A or B, I don't know. This one's tough. I feel like A. Kelvin's really good in competition, so I feel like A is fitting. He's not as skilled at those taps and flips, but in terms of like tech tricks, absolutely insane. And again, that competition history kind of speaks for itself. Josh Kim, we're gonna go B maybe? Yeah, I feel like B is fitting for Josh Kim. Nate from 36. Actually, he's not sponsored by 365 yet. I feel like that's bound to happen at some point. Nate, one of the best tap players in the US, but I feel like B is fitting. Maybe he doesn't have as much range as some of these other players in A and doesn't have the competition success yet. Potential is really high for Nate, but maybe just isn't as established as these other players. Same thing kind of goes for Zachy from Locked here. One of the best like string tech players in terms of like goons and stuff and goon pinches, but again, just not as much. Actually, he did really well in at Battle of the Border Open this past year. I don't exactly remember what he got, but it might have been top 8. So shout out to Zachy for that. Again, another player that has super high potential, but maybe just not on the level of these guys yet. Nanoka, honestly, I think, yeah, Nanoka's A tier. I mean, she dominated Battle of the Border 2024, won freestyle, not even just like the women's division or anything. I don't even think there was a women's division for freestyle. Just one freestyle in general for NAKO 2020 or Battle of the Border 2024. She's been playing for a really long time, and that experience really shows. I mean, just insane at stalls. The stall queen, you know? So I feel like A is definitely fitting. Just would like to see a little bit more competition success, and then she would probably be in S tier. Maharu is really close to S tier for me, but I feel like A is fitting. He's definitely one of the better players in Japan. Insane at taps. Kind of falls into the same category for me as like Ryoga and Takia, you know? But just doesn't have as much competition success as Takia, and doesn't have as much raw skill as Ryoga, in my opinion. But again, another player with insane potential to be in that S tier. Okay, now we're gonna do some adjustments because I want to make this tier list a little bit more even. I feel like it's too top heavy, you know? So this isn't any disrespect to any of these players, of course, if I move you down. This is all relative to the players on this list. All of these players are still some of the best players in the world. So players that are jumping out to me to move down right away is Adrian, I think. Move down to C. Kevin, I think, can move down to C. Isaac, oh no, I don't know. Isaac is just so good at that new gen stuff that it's, I don't know. That one's tough. That one's so tough. I feel like, yeah, maybe this is fitting so far. We'll move past this for now. Anyone that should move down from A, I'm just gonna like quickly skim through this. I'm gonna, just a gut decision. Anyone who feels like they don't belong in this tier. The ones that jump out to me most are Goya. I don't know. No, we'll keep these players in A for now. Anyone in S that should move down. Maybe Nick. Is that crazy to say? Or maybe Liam. Oh, I don't know. It's so tough. Honestly, I might be happy with this. Like, obviously, I could rank people within the tiers, but I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna take way too long. That'll make this video an hour long. It already might be an hour long. No, it's not. Okay. I might be happy with this. I don't know. The only ones that are kind of throwing me for a loop is Liam and Nick in S tier. I'm really on the fence with those. Maybe even Elliot moving down. I don't know. Isaac could move down here. No, we'll keep Isaac there. I think this is fair. I think this is fair. You guys might totally disagree with me down below, but yeah, I think this is fitting. Again, obviously there's so many players that could be on this that aren't here right now, so definitely could do a part 2 of this. But yeah, this looks good to me for now. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know if you heavily disagree with anything here. And again, let me know any players I missed that should be in a future video, a future part 2. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.